Sure, that'll do
Hello,
something.
Harriet. Do you recognize me?
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I've so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. My body's burning. I feel as if I'm dying over and over again.
Is it painful? She just said that.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone is the wrong place.
Oh, that's weird.
Your room, the blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Why flee with Sean Hampton?
Oh, it's always a pleasure to see a saint fall to sin. But the coward still won't kill.
She was trying to get the priest to kill a person.
Do you take pleasure in causing so much pain and sorrow?
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet.
Maybe if you weren't
Always
such a
the
bitch.
discarded.
Why did you come here?
And why not? This is where I live now. Leave me be.
Will you respect old Bridget's wishes? Will you obey her?
Bridget is kind. She only needs to keep me fed and I'll be good.
You just said you can't eat.
So you desire to stay here?
Yes, I'm with my own kind. Birds of a feather, so to speak. Poor Harriet. Always alone.
I have a question of the utmost importance to ask. Will you answer?
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
Very well then. What do you want to know?
Are you like me? Are you also dead?
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are different.
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill anyone in your flight? Anyone? Try and remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So cruel.
You sought vengeance by your own hand, and someone else obliged you. Very convenient. Don't lie to me.
I don't lie. I saw him near the docks, and rightly I wished him dead. And I am happy he is. It's true. But I didn't kill him. I was too tired.
She turning into one of those guys we just defeated. Like, look at that left arm. It's fucking massive.
Shadows? Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness. Quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire? Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me, and now it is silent, but it is born of hatred. And it will kill again. And it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reed. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
Questions about me? What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. There was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
Alright. Okay, so now it wants us to go and talk to Sean again.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us, spend time with us, and I may be willing to answer more questions.
Why do you live here, amongst the filth and vermin?
Live. Here we hide.
What are you hiding from?
From the guilt, the shame, from the hunters and the light. And of course, our past.
Why don't you leave the city? Hide somewhere far from the Guard of Priwen, the Ascalon Club.
We are the Sewer Skulls. This is our domain. We have run as far as we can, and now we hide.
That doesn't seem like a good answer, but whatever.
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most Skals I've encountered.
True. I'm not like most Skulls.
You were once someone else. What happened to you?
It is as sad as it is long, young Ekon, but it will remain mine.
Can I be of service to you?
We ask but one thing. Reveal to no one our secrets. Do not betray us.
For how long have you been in hiding here?
Skulls have been hiding under London since vampires first entered the city.
Where did you hide before the sewers?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns, catacombs. We are Skulls, groveling beneath the feet of our makers.
What manner of creature is Harriet? She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she's a Skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a Skal, in fact, in your honest opinion?
The progeny of a vampire, disavowed by her maker. Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam. I must go back to Hampton now.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Ekon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Thank you, old
All
Bridget.
right.
I hope we'll meet again.
Okay, so follow the arrows. Now, we haven't been down here, but I don't know that the arrows are going to be down here, because we did see one of the other arrows before. Now, we also still had that one... Oh my god, which way to go?
Are you all right, sir?
Oh, here's our dude.
What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question. Don't you know this is a quarantine zone?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm investigating the epidemic. You had better get to a safe place while you still can.
Oh, really? Well, go investigate somewhere else and leave me be.
I beg your pardon?
I said go. Leave me alone, sir.
No?
Rodney, you're the man who killed that gang member, are you not? Is that why you are hiding in this godforsaken place?
Yes, I did. I did not even know his name.
Then why did you kill him?
That arsehole always mocked me for the color of my skin. Usually I let it go. But not that night. We fought. He died.
Unfortunately, I have met several murderers during my lifetime. You don't look like them. I can tell you're no cold-blooded killer.
You're right, sir. At first it was just a simple argument between us. But the man had a bad fall.
Believe me, Rodney, you won't survive here long. No matter what you did, you must go back to where you used to live.
I'll go back to the docks then. But if I die, remember that the blood of Rodney Grader will be on your hands. I'll go back to the docks then. But if I...
Okay. Well, there we go. We got him to go back. I really expected to have to actually save him, not just talk to him. But whatever. Works, right?
It's locked.
That one just straight up says locked. It's not even like other side or anything. Alright, well, she did say that I needed to follow arrows. Obviously, there's no arrows over there. Now, the arrow that I found was on this side, right? Yeah, there it is. Let's go this way. And then our next arrow is nowhere. Great. Awesome. Your whole arrow plan doesn't really work if you only put one arrow. Especially if the other arrow isn't, like, anywhere that I can see it afterwards. Like, so I have an arrow, and it's pointing this way. It's not pointing up, it's not pointing down, and it's not pointing, like, to these stairs. Oh, although this does look like an area that I haven't been to.
The vampire hunters will never find us here.
Why not? I found you here. Oh, there's some arrows. There we go. I found more arrows.
I cannot enter.
And that door's locked. Alright. Oh, is it because I need to do this? Yeah, just heard it. So what? There was the one door that said it was locked from the other side. That led to the boss fight room. And we never found a pathway to it. And then there was that other door near the guy we just got to leave that said that it was just locked. And apparently we're not going to do anything with that either. Are we in the fucking...
It's locked.
Yeah, we are in the shelter already. A lot of bones down here, Mr. Sean. But whatever, alright.
Welcome back, Dr. Reed. Would you like to take communion with me now?
Sean, are you eating raw flesh?
It is the sacred flesh of the mortal lamb. Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reed, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
You make no distinction between the living and the Skals, do you?
We are God's children, Dr. Reed. One and all. And he's determined to save us.
Does this place belong to you? How can you be so certain you can keep it open?
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family, but has been bequeathed me through donation.
The Dawsons? The wealthiest family in London? Have they a clue as to what goes on here?
Not at all. The donation was made before the war. The building was run down. I never met Aloysius Dawson myself.
They've got to be another vampire somewhere, yeah?
So you have the run of the place and no one's taken notice?
As long as we keep to ourselves, we interest no one. This is a haven, and I pray it remains so for eons to come.
What will be the result if you continue to assist both Skals and the living?
For the last decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly. I've seen it.
Oh, these are terrible times. Only those pure of heart shall prevail.
You've turned Skal now. Don't you see the danger to anyone giving you their trust?
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am a seeker of his glorious light.
Harriet, Miss Jones, has been behaving in a most violent manner. She's going to need special attention.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridget?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but I know she has a long one. She's likely the oldest soul in the city.
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Skals, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
We have been blessed with God's eternity. We are the instruments of his divine will. We shall feed the hungry forever and ever. Amen.
I will strive to emulate your merciful nature, Sean, but it's a difficult pledge to make.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges... You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
I've come to embrace the everlasting craving. I have sworn to feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
My discover is, vampire blood would enhance your metabolism, perhaps even heal you, if what old Bridget says is true. I'll give you some of mine.
I'd rather not. It would be extremely awkward.
You have no choice, Sean. It's the only way to protect your cheptel, those still amongst the living.
No, Dr. Reed. God made me this way. Who am I to disobey his will?
You believe that God's plan was for you to be abandoned at birth?
The Lord works in mysterious ways.
I can't imagine God intended for you to be molested by a priest in an orphanage. Drink, friend.
No.
I said kneel and drink. Now.
Alright. So we, I guess, hopefully we didn't shave him, saved Sean here. I'm guessing by the dialogue that if we hadn't found those two...
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game. I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father.
Okay. He's got a wallet sticking out or something.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there. Good evening, Mr. Throgmorton.
Dr. Reed, can I be of any assistance? Have you noticed anything suspicious lately?
Did you see what happened to him?
Actually, yes. He was thrown from the roof like a vulgar log.
Who could have done that?
Who? Well, a vampire, of course. Look, bite marks on the neck and lacerations here. There is definitely a vampire close by.
You don't say.
Why is it that you sound so afraid?
You didn't see it. He was dead before he hit the ground. The strength required to do such a thing, well, it beggars belief.
Goodbye, and good hunting, Mr. Throgmorton.
Glad to see you again, Mr. Reed.
Did you see what happened?
No. I was coming back to the shelter from work when I heard an awful scream, and there was this man, dead, just in front of the building.
You saw nothing at all?
No, I told you, just that awful woman's scream.
A woman scream? Are you sure?
Of course. It was terrifying. I thought it was my sister, so I ran. But it was a man I've never seen round here before.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
You again? What do you want?
Did you see what just happened?
No, I didn't. And I don't care.
Really? Why is that?
Because this sexist pig is one of the 4 men who blacklisted me. Good riddance, if you ask me.
Well,
And
I'll
still
leave you for
pleasant
now.
as ever.
Goodbye, Miss Paxton.
Alright. So now supposedly there's a note on a barrel out here after you decide Sean's fate, but it could very well be that it doesn't actually show up until you rest after deciding his fate. So by the, oh wait, there it is. Oh, it has been established for some time now that Skal is the vernacular name of a different species of lesser blood drinkers. A Skal often seems to be the victim of a vampire attack who miraculously survived death and came back as a crooked version of its maker. According to many observations made by our order throughout the centuries, Skals are generally despised and killed by vampires who consider them lesser and despicable creatures. The name itself means slave. They also have been called Scaliba, which is in Arabic, Sclavis in Latin, or Sclavinori history in Greek. This shows how old these creatures are and how their makers perceive them. This may be why skulls often tend to form smaller and discrete communities that stick together. It is also interesting to note that skulls seem to call themselves this way, as if they've accepted for a long time their status as inferior servants among vampires. It is more difficult for a skull to hide its monstrous nature: pale skin, terrible teeth, strange emaciation, dilated and staring pupils. Many have lost their all hair, and they show wounds and scars which stay open without never completely healing. That is a double negative, right? Without never. They stay open without never completely healing. So they don't never completely heal, whatever. They also seem capable of surviving by eating the flesh of the dead, while vampires need blood from the living. They may be the real origin of the mythical figure of the ghoul, the folkloric creature who lurk in cemeteries and feed from the dead. A skull is a miserable creature. Most of the time, they fear to be seen by both humans and vampires. In some regions, older skulls have been witnessed nearby vampires as servants or slaves, obtaining protection by sacrificing their freedom. Well, that's one way to do it. Most of the skulls are descended from econs and show humanoid silhouettes, much more uncommon. Some present a more canine aspect and behave like wolves. They are sometimes called vulps in ancient texts. At least a third type exists in the shape of a bird of bat. What? And they're called corvus. William Marshall himself referred 3 times to some bat-shaped creature he called vampire in his memoirs. Other types may exist, unknown or unidentified for now. Holy crap, that was... Alright. Locate the man's flat in the burrow. Hey, we're going to West End, apparently. But before we do that, we have stuff to do, because we rested. Which means that... Oh, and we got new dialogue for Swansea and Lady Ashbury. So we'll go and talk to them. And then we also, since we rested, the guy that we saved from the sewers over at the hospital should be out. Which means that the guy that asked us to... Oh, God. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. Which means that the guy who asked us to save him from the sewer should also be up. And then we can go back into Whitechapel and get into the blind man's house, because our mesmerized level went up to level 3. So we've got a few parts of stuff that we've unlocked now before we go to this thing. But I don't think that we have anything. The only other thing we could do in Whitechapel itself, not Whitechapel, where are we? The West Docks, right? East Docks. Which side are we on? The West Docks. The only other thing we could do here would be to rest again. And, be to rest again so that we could get the guy from the sewers out and do his stuff. And I'm tempted to do that.
I have this.
Since I'm more confident that resting won't fuck us over with anything. But at the same time, I don't remember how much it takes. I think it's 2,000 XP for the next upgrade that I actually care about. So I think I will at the very least wait. Especially since we can get to the docks relatively safely, like without having to fight stuff. So yeah, we'll head back to the hospital, talk with Ashbury and Swansea.
The gangs, the epidemics, everyone's throwing the blame.
See what they have to say, and then we'll... or should we talk to because the other guys should be out and about, right? That's important. Because I think the other 2 guys are on the, or should be like near the river, right? So we wouldn't have to. Oh, can I cross the river here? I do see some enemies on that side. So. It's also weird that like I can't cross the river here, but I can cross it there, even though it would theoretically be further away. Oh, hello. Mr. Skal. I hit bite M. Actually, forgot that I had the shotgun, by the way. Forgot that that's what I had equipped. Did not realize that I was about to shoot him, but hey, it worked. Which is good, because I think if I had the stake equipped, I don't think it would have actually done anything. Hello, Mr. Oswald. With your headache, I think I can... Oh yeah, these guys have a... have an eavesdrop over here somewhere, right? And I think that it's down here somewhere, so they may actually be heading towards that already, like right now.
It's locked.
Oh, come on, can I really know that?
I have not survived being buried in a mass grave for these trivialities. We are not in the middle of a battlefield anymore.
Yeah, see, I feel like that is probably the conversation that we're supposed to eavesdrop on, but for some reason it's... Oh, no, there it goes. Alright, where do I need to go to eavesdrop on? Here. Makes sense, but no. Oh, no, come on, where do I need to go for it?
I'm supposed to be the paranoid.
Oh, here we go. Further away, because that makes sense.
Sometimes you act like a real jerk, you know that? Oh, come on, Ozzy, don't be like that. What, like what? Like someone who felt betrayed by the man he loves? Did you ever even try to find me? Rescue me?
You know, it's not like that. I wanted to. I was so afraid to leave the hospital, not to be seen with you.
We survived this shit together. That's all that matters. I know you did your best.
I'd say get a room, but technically, you know, I am eavesdropping. Nobody else would be around here, so.
And fuck them all.
Fuck the war. Fuck them all.
Alright, new hint. I wonder when they open it. No, it's not gonna let me in. That's a shame. Alright, Mr. Whichever one of these.
Hello again, Mr. Thatcher.
Are.
Do you feel any better now?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctors said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
Oh, was he the one with the headache? He was. I'll have to remember that before we're done here.
Do you want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted in a specific event. Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then, if you're so interested in my case.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack. We were buried alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
It was more than dark. It was black as pitch. Hours seemed like days, and days like months. Oh, the terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
I thought about what I could do to survive. Just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
And I still need another hint right now.
Goodbye,
We might
Mr.
be able to get that if we go and talk.
Try to take care of yourself.
Who
Hello
handily
again,
never
Mr.
moved on.
Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even seeing one, they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was... Well, you know, sir. The stench of death everywhere. Your mates lying bleeding in the mud. Just praying to make it through and get home. Bloody nightmare.
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the battlefield. I think we're in the same boat to France. We've stuck together ever since.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
Oh, that gave us another hint for... Oh, that gave us our last hint for him. I mean... Considering the time period that it's in, I mean, advising caution wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Enjoy your love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
You and Oswald were buried alive during the war. Tell me about it.
Yeah. It was last summer. A shell hit our trench and we were buried for a week.
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
They started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies.
Nope.
Fucking
Sure do.
vermin eating your flesh.
Well, maybe not that.
Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight.
Alright, so that takes care of all of his hits. He's not sick. Now, do I have... Because he has a headache, right? Do I have... headache medicine? No, I have migraine medicine, so I need to go and get new meds anyway before I talk to him. So let's go and do that.